I'm Songsbury, and this is the journey into making my debut EP. The idea of Songsbury came about, I guess, a couple years ago. But I never, that whole idea got sidetracked with me working on other artists' releases, whether it be for record label artists or indie artists. I've also been busy doing some film scoring stuff. So I kind of took a break from the performing and recording for myself as an artist. And I learned a lot over the past couple years. I mean, my production skills got a lot better. My mixing skills, mastering skills, even my writing as well, just collaborating with so many different people on so many different types of projects. I mean, there was a point in my career where I was writing hip-hop beats, gospel music, country music, pop music, rock music, soundtrack stuff for film. I mean, I've pretty much done it all stylistically. And that's what I think, taking those ideas and those concepts, I was able to fuse them into Songsbury, and make it my own. And that's kind of what this EP represents, amongst other things. I'm really proud of this EP because not only did I write all the songs by myself, but I also recorded them myself. I produced them myself. I mixed them. I mastered them. I did the artwork. I even went as far as the studio that they were recorded in, I made myself, as well as the microphone that I sang on, which I have zero soldering skills up until that point. And that was my first do-it-yourself project. And it just turned out really great. I put my heart and soul into this, a lot of sweat, a lot of time, a lot of sacrifice. I don't think I left the studio for a few months between the writing and recording and getting it all perfected. But I think it was really worth it. And I mean, if you check it out, you'll hear what I mean. It was just a really solid project to work on, and I'm really happy that it turned out the way that it did, and this is the debut EP for Songsbury. I get asked a lot of times, what inspires your songs? What girl are they about? Since they tend to be a lot about love and relationships. And I mean, some are about certain girls and certain relationships. And some are just a longing for the things that I do want in my life. Love-wise, conscientious-wise, society-wise. So I just take all my influences from anywhere and everything and put them into my music. And sometimes I've sat on ideas. Some of the songs that you'll hear on this EP, they were ideas that I had even a couple years ago, just in voice note form. Sometimes it's just a melody, not even any lyrics, just singing doo-doos. And other times it was like, kind of more developed ideas. But I just kind of sat on them because I never really had a purpose for them. I knew that they weren't really suitable for any of the other artists I was working with, and mostly because they were just really me. And I think that's important to come across in music, is to be as authentic as you can. So these ideas, I took some of the ideas that I was feeling at that time that I felt are still relevant in my life. And I also created some brand new songs that were, just written in the past couple months, and messed around with some beats, sometimes writing some the music first, sometimes writing the lyrics first, whether they were poetry or whatever they may be. And it just kind of formulated from there. And I mean, I have a lot of other songs that I could have recorded, that I still plan to record, but I had to kind of minimize it just in terms of time. There's only so much time in a day, and there's only so many hours you can spend in a studio before you start to go stir crazy, and you need to see some daylight and get some get some sun. So that was how I formed this EP, in terms of some of the writing process and some of the ideas and where they came from.
I try to find.
Stylistically, this EP, I would describe it as a pop album, but very loosely pop. It has rock influences, like in Last Goodbye. It has soul funk influences, like in She Made Me Do It. It has typical pop kind of ballad, like in Beautiful. And then you have a little bit of electro pop or slightly dance oriented in my latest single, Till the Day I Die. And then you have a song like Common that I gotta say is probably one of my favorites, just because it's a little off the wall in terms of its lyric content, and it just says something a little different than I think what's coming out lately. And just that one has like a bit more of a hip hop kind of vibe, almost like an old school like Eminem type of beat with it. I don't even know where that came from, but just pulled it somewhere out of my subconscious. But yeah, it's a bit of an eclectic album, or EP, and that is really what Songsbury is about. Songsbury is me, and it's my ideas, and it's what's kind of in my heart at the time. And I know that sounds really cliche coming from every single artist out there, but I mean, it's cliche for a reason, because it really is true. This EP is probably one of the first things that I can say I'm really, really proud of. And I really feel that it is me. It is wholly me, which is a really great feeling. Regardless of how it's going to be received, I really feel great about this project, and I feel great moving forward with the rest of my writing and recording and producing. And I'm curious as to where it's going to lead in terms of even collaborations with other artists, but having more of an element of me in it, instead of trying to fit into a box that someone else is trying to put me into. Because we all know that can happen sometimes in this business. And I've tried to stay clear of that. I've tried to keep a level head, and I've tried to just do my thing. And that's what this EP is. It's just doing my thing. And I'm really hoping that all of you enjoy it, and as much as I enjoyed making it.
Wondering if she's out there, what she's doing. Wondering if she's thinking about me. Wondering if she found somebody else to love her, if she set her heart free. Spinning around in circles, looking for an answer.